Yo, what is going on, YouTube? So here to give you a quick little update on the 20-gallon Reef. Done a lot of changes to it. Really happy with the way it's looking. So just thought I would give you a quick little update as things have changed quite a bit in here. I don't even know where to start. Let's just start with the obvious here, the back wall. So I had my Indonesian Torch and he wasn't doing well. I'm not sure what happened because my Aussie Torch down here is doing perfectly fine. I had my Indonesian Torch and he was doing great for the first like 3 weeks I had him, and then all of a sudden he just started closing up and he wouldn't come out at all and wouldn't extend his polyps or anything. And I called the Reef store the other day, actually yesterday, and I explained the situation. I said, is there any way I can bring him in? You guys can look at him, see if it's just maybe my tank and if I can get any trade-in value for him. They were like, yeah, sure, come in and we'll see. Took it in, and the guy was like, well, I don't think there's any saving him. That he looks like he's dying. And I was like, huh. I was like, all the other corals in my tank are doing fine. I said, do you know what maybe would have caused it or anything? And I said, all my levels seem to be doing okay because all my other LPS are doing great. And he said, well, sometimes the torches are just known to infection and everything. And it just could have been something like that. So not too beat up over it. I mean, it's a little upsetting, but it is what it is. It happens. I'm just glad all my other corals are doing pretty good in here. So when I did that, I wanted to get something that would grow pretty fast. I've had Xenia before. I liked it. I'm going to try it again, but I'm going to try to control it. So I have it on the back wall, trying to make I really want to make a Pulse and Xenia background if I can. I think it would look really, really nice. I also picked up a Duncan coral. He's in the back, way over here. He's not fully open yet. Yesterday when I went to put his plug into one of the rocks, and he actually flew off, and I thought I killed him for a second, but I just detached the plug from him. So I went and got super glue and everything and glued him back and put him over there. And then the second coral I got, let's just talk about this real quick. Obviously the Pulse and Xenia. So I have him, they gave me this really big piece for $20 because Pulse and Xenia grows like crazy. Really pretty. He's adding so much movement to the tank. It looks so good. And I just was easily able to glue him to the back wall. I was surprised how easy that was. That piece they had him on, it didn't have like one of those long sticks kind of hanging off the bottom. It was just a flat plug. So I was able to just stick him right on there, and he, I mean, it wasn't hard at all. So he's looking pretty good. And then I got this forest fire mushroom. I thought I got some super glue on him. I don't think I did, or maybe it was able to, maybe it was able to come off there, because he seems to be opening back up again. So that's good. And I've created this like mushroom garden essentially. So we have the forest fire mushroom right here. We have the red mushroom, which is split into, or not split, he's dropped his foot, and there's a baby right there and a baby on that other side. Looking really good. We got this green mushroom, my first mushroom. If you can look in that top right, or that top corner there, he's also split as well, and there's a baby mushroom right there. Got my green blue Rhodactis, and then my Bazooka Bounce, which got a little bleach because I got some sand on him. So I've moved him up here with all the other mushrooms, and I've created this mushroom garden. The Blasto over here looks like he is growing a second head around the bottom. I can really see the growth of these corals when I check at nighttime, so that's pretty much when I do check, is at nighttime, not so much during the day. Kenya Tree has shown some really good growth. He'll get a little bit bigger than this. The lights have only been on about 2 hours right now. I have him ramped up for a 4-hour ramp up and a 4-hour ramp down with max power at 70% for 4 hours. So they're on 12 hours a day, but they're only on full, or like, well, the max that I have them set at for 4 hours. So GSP, I mean, it's a weed coral. It's growing pretty good. It's definitely encrusting all over the rock and everything, and I'm hoping that in the next couple months, especially the next year or so, that this entire rock over here will be completely covered with GSP. That was the goal, have it isolated and have it coat that entire rock, make like a cool little cave effect. And then the toadstool leather, he's done really, really good in here. He's completely like bent because all his weight is he's grown to the point where he's kind of pushing himself in a you know, that umbrella shape, I guess you could say. So he's no longer straight up and down, but he's looking really, really good. And then over here, I moved my Aussie Torch, and he looks like he could be split into a third head up top. He's not as fat as he used to be, and I just think that's because I don't directly feed him. I put Fido in this tank, but I don't directly feed any of the corals or anything like that. And but he looks really happy and healthy, so that's all I care about. The fox squirrel has done really well, nice and puffy and expanded. And then on this rock, I have glued on my 2 Zoas. I just glued everything down maybe 2 hours ago, so they're not fully, you know, open yet, plus the lights and stuff. So I got my Sunny D polyps right here and my worldwide coral, I forget the name of that Zoa back there. And then the Duncan back there, he'll have that room to grow in the back. So it's pretty much it, guys. The tank has been doing really well, like I said. I was doing water changes. At this point, I just started doing water changes every 2 weeks because all my levels were staying to the point where I felt like a water change every week was unnecessary. My nitrates stay really low in here. I have a small bioload. I just have these 2 clownfish, and then my yellow watchman goby, he's under this right rock. When I moved it, he's still under there, but he's been hiding for like 2 weeks. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Surprisingly, he looks healthy, so I don't know if he's getting food somehow when I'm feeding, or he's coming out, or food's getting, you know, under his rock and he's somehow eating still, but he looks healthy. I'm not sure. I never see him, but I mean, I'm assuming he's doing fine, because when I moved everything and I was mounting everything, I had to move this rock, and he ended up coming out, and he looked nice, yellow, bright, plump, not too skinny. So I'm assuming he's doing just fine. But water changes every 2 weeks on this tank right now. I took out my Phosguard. I'm gonna see how this tank does without the Phosguard, because I feel like I was kind of dosing Phosguard for really no reason. I mean, if it gets up there again, or if it gets up there, I could just put it back in, no problem. But I wanted to test it 1 week without Phosguard to just kind of see how things go. So it's only been like 2 days without Phosguard. I did a water change on Friday, so we'll see how it goes. Maybe a little phosphate in the tank wouldn't hurt anything, you know. We'll just see how the corals react, and that's how I'll judge that. And then I'll test my levels sometime this week as well. That's pretty much it, guys. Let me know what you think. I'm really happy with how the tank's turning out. I think it's super bright, and it's really getting to kind of what I visioned in my head, and it's gonna start growing out, I'm sure, here pretty soon. So I'm already seeing growth on a lot of these corals, so probably my favorite reef tank I've ever set up so far. So thank you guys so much for checking it out. Catch you in the next one. Peace.